This is Òscar. Well, I've been in ERNI for almost 3 years now, working as a data engineering and as a data engineer, sorry. And well, my background is mostly about software and data engineering projects. I was before in the music industry before joining ERNI, and now I have been in like almost 3 years, as I was saying, in the pharma industry. And well, today we decided to do this presentation of Apache Kafka plus Apache Flink. This was an idea I got from attending a conference done by Confluent, which is an enterprise that is like a business to business that offers Kafka solutions as a software as a service, let's say. They are integrated with different cloud providers. And well, my objective is to give a very short overview of Kafka and Flink, and then try to do a real life demo with the Confluent Cloud. Let's see how it goes. And then if we have time, see some real use cases. Okay, so I think you can see my screen now. Well, Kafka and Flink are open source projects, and they have like the Apache documentation web apps that we can check a little bit. But basically, Apache Kafka is an open source distributed event streaming platform, and it is used by many different companies for doing many different things. Here in the Apache website, we can see that they say that they have manufacturing, banks, insurance, telecom companies, and they have like an overview of what are the core capabilities of the technology. High throughput, scalable, permanent storage, high availability. But I don't want to go too much inside in that because I think that the demo will be more interesting. You can check it out if you want. Same thing for Apache Flink. Apache Flink, rather than being like this platform, is more of a, we can look it as a computational module like that you can use to apply calculations in data streams over data streams in real time. Let's say we can also check from the side the overview and some use cases. Let's say. Sorry. Okay, I'm struggling with the Teams. Okay. And well, if we look into the Confluent Cloud webpage, let's say that they say that Kafka was originated at LinkedIn in 2011, and I've been doing a little bit of research. You can see the Wikipedia tab here, and so like the three creators of Kafka worked in LinkedIn, but then they created the technology and open sourced it to Apache, and then after that they founded Confluent. So Confluent it was founded by the creators of Apache Kafka themselves. Here also, they have lots of resources regarding what is Kafka, who uses it, different companies, why to use it. They have like real nice architecture diagrams regarding how Kafka works. They even have like real use cases that you can see here, like an architecture of what was the name of that? Of customer loyalty program, and well, the different technologies and services that are involved in that, from like, let's say, source systems into what it would be like the Confluent Cloud itself, or the Kafka ecosystem, where they connect using Kafka connectors to different source systems. They are able to get data in real time from those source systems into different topics. And they do stream processing for the different topics. They even create new ones from like source topics, let's say. And they use also other connectors to further like move the data into a more, let's say, use case a scenario, no? Where you can have your loyalty program and your marketing system applications. They also have documentation for Apache Flink in Confluent, but let's jump into the demo, I would say. So we are looking into the Confluent Cloud, let's say, software as a service solution. And I'm logging in with my personal account now. So this is like the UI that you can do everything that we see here through programmatically through Code, but since they have this nice UI, I'm gonna use it. I have here my default environment with a cluster, but let's create a new one for the demo. I'm gonna pick up the basic cluster setup, let's say. Okay, I have synced my AWS account with the Confluent Cloud. And well, here you can configure, like you can set up your cluster. You can see some SLAs and so on. But since we don't have much time, I'm just gonna launch the cluster now. So now I have my first cluster in the demo environment, let's say, my Kafka cluster. And then I'm going to set up some, let's say, Kafka connectors that mock data to see how it works. No? So Confluent, let's say, they have like tons of different connectors to many different source systems, let's say, data source systems. As you can see here, there are some popular connectors like the Snowflake sync that lets you synchronize in real time data flowing from source systems to Kafka and then to your Snowflake data warehouse, let's say. But they have many, many other connectors that like you don't have to let's say, build your own interface to those source systems, but you can already use those connectors. And just by adding some configuration details like credentials and so on, you can fire them up. I'm going to use the simple data connector to create some topics for my Kafka cluster. I'm going to add here a topic, call it shoes. Here there are some like configuration setups, but I'm just gonna go ahead and create that connector. I'm gonna use that connector for my topic for this connector. I'm gonna switch one moment to generate the API key. Okay, and now I can choose different mockup data. No. Here I'm going to use shoes since I named the topic shoes for this connector. And let's continue. I'm going to name it shoes connector. And it will fire up as you can see, the connector is provisioning, let's say. Once it is provisioned, I will be able to go to my topics. to choose. There are still no data yet, but once the connector is fired up, I'm going to be able, okay, I am able to see already some messages coming up. This would be as if you would be connecting to any source system that you've got in your, let's say, workspace, and then getting data in real time into your Kafka cluster or in this case, this Confluent cluster. I'm gonna fire up.
Òscar.
Yeah.
Can I just make one quick question, which I'm interested in? Like when you create connectors, is there a configuration option to retrieve historical records, or only like you only live until when it's live?
Yes. When you create connectors that are not this sample data, for example, I don't know if there is a connector for Postgres. I guess yes, but you can like put your initial query, let's say there, and you can let's say use that for the first retrieval, and then Kafka will take it from there and keep getting data in real time.
Great, thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna create another topic for another type of data, which is going to be, customers. I'm gonna choose that topic for the next connector. I'm choosing Avro like format, but you can pick up from any that appear here. And I'm gonna choose show customers. Okay. Customers connector. And I'm gonna create a third connector, and this is it for connectors. But I'm doing this like live to kind of illustrate how easy it is to fire up connectors in this Confluent Cloud. I'm gonna create another topic for orders. All right. Okay. So now that we have the three connectors, like streaming fake data kind of in real time, simulating, let's say, the connection to any source system that you may see, we can see that we have here the three topics. The last topic is still not receiving any data, but if we click in any of those topics, we can check how the data is looking by checking the messages, as we can see here. There is also the schema that comes by default, but you could put your own schema if you are getting data from your, let's say, source table, and you have a configuration also tab. But now they have here the button to query with Flink. Okay, I'm gonna click on that, and this will open, let's say, a compute resource that is used by Apache Flink. So now, as we can see here, we are in this workspace that we can rename it demo ERNI. And then, as you can see here, it from like, let's say, the Apache Flink environment, I am seeing my data as if it was like a database with a schema. Let's say the cluster could be the schema and customers could be a table. But this is really like live data. Now, if we run this query, let me see why I'm not able to run it. Maybe it's firing it up. Let me refresh.
Maybe here another question.
Yeah.
You created Kafka topics within the Flink, or does like you have your access to Flink as well as Kafka Cloud, or how does it work?
Like the Kafka topics I created manually in the UI when I was creating the connectors. Let's say if I go to my environment, to my demo environment, I have here my Kafka cluster, let's say.
Kafka cluster, yes, okay.
And then in here in topics, maybe as I did it together, but I can add here any topic that I want. Any topic. The number of partitions, we are not interested in that now. And you can choose like how you want to create the schema. You can create it by your own and so on. But that was about topic creation, let's say.
Yes.
On the other side, there are connectors that like this is like fake data, but these connectors, I would set it up and put, for example, my credentials to my source system, no, to get real live data, let's say.
Yes.
And let me go back to here. I think that now is working.
So
maybe it will. Yeah, go on, sorry.
That's now within Flink, or is it still
yes,
Flink agnostic?
This is like they are integrated together in the Confluent cloud.
Okay.
But this is like another, let's say, virtual resource from AWS, a compute resource.
Yes.
That is integrated with the Kafka cluster, but it's not the Kafka cluster, okay?
Okay, you have both, like the UI is like one shop, but behind you have one Kafka cluster and one Flink cluster.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Right,
I am using the UI because I think for the demo, it makes more sense, but like if you were about to set it up, yeah, maybe you would do it differently. Now, like I am querying the shoes topic, let's say, or table, since we are in Flink workspace, and I am getting like the data that was streaming in real time. I can also like describe shoes here.
So you're using Flink to consume the Kafka data, is it?
Yes.
So you're consuming now with Flink.
Exactly, to consume it and process it, let's say, no? So as you can see here, this is like the shoes data with a limit 10, and then you can also inspect what's in your topics using like a SQL fashion using Flink, let's say. And well, I have 3 other topics. We can also, let's say, join data, okay? Customers and orders. So we didn't inspect too much the orders, but these like topics, since there is like this schema that was set by default that is specifying what data is coming in. Now you're able to like query it as if it was a table with some fields. Okay. Now I'm doing like I'm joining the data coming from 2 different topics, customers and orders, and I'm joining them on customers ID and orders customer ID field. Okay. And this is like updated in real time. If I was about to do account, let's say, for example, I have the query here, customers. I could like see in real time. Let's say we have like an e-commerce that is selling shoes, no, and there are some orders coming on. I have my customers like source table, and there are orders of customers buying shoes, and then you can like join and count how many orders per customer are being done in real time. Let's say we can see here like this fake email for the customers, and let's say the beauty of it is that you are analyzing your data as it comes in real time. Then you can also even create a new topic out of your incoming topics. Let's say let's create a table that relates the customer orders table that will have the order ID and the customer email. Okay, so I'm gonna create that.
And for how long? For how long there is every entry in the topic? So do you have any like limit date? So after one day, all the entries are dropped out, or you are accumulating all of them? So
yeah, you can set it up. Like theoretically, you can store events for as long as you want. That's what they say, no? But you can like set up your how do you call it? Like how for how long you want to historize the events incoming? You can set up, okay, everything after 15 days. Let's just drop it or delete it. But yeah, you can customize it. I created a new table, customer orders. If I do a refresh here, it appears here. It has like order ID and customer email. This workspace is working like similar to Airflow. Here you have like your workspace, and here you can set up your database. That's why I can query directly for, let's say, the customer's database without having to specify, let's say, the full path, no, to my database. Now I created this table in Apache Flink. If we go back to our topics, we can see that there is a new topic created, and then I can even try to continuously, let's say, insert data into this topic from the join that we do with customers and orders. So I am inserting in customer orders the order ID and the customer email. And let's see, once this finishes.
To hear a question then, to fill the gap. The
Yep.
first queries which you ran, they're still running, right? Until you stop.
Yes. Yes, actually, I think it's not a good practice to do queries without windowing them, let's say, because it can go crazy, no? But normally what you would do probably is create a window of time, let's say, to analyze this data in real time. So depending on your environment, no, on the rate that you get your data. And now if I do a select of customer orders, let's see. I am probably, if everything goes well, we'll be able to see this new like data in that new topic. This could be like a use case of I have my e-commerce that is selling shoes, and I have my customers, my shoes that I didn't use for this demo, and my orders, let's say, that are coming into my Kafka cluster, and then I want to, let's say, send an email to a customer that we receive your order and we are processing it, no? So, and I can create like this new topic that are customer orders that is getting, by joining the orders that are coming and my customers table or topic, I can see in real time like which customer put or bought what, no, this order, let's say. And in here, they have like this stream lineage that it's quite useful, where you can see how everything is linked together. No, I have my orders connector, I have my customers connector that it would be getting data from my source systems in real time and like pushing it, let's say, or to the topic orders and the customer orders. The topic customers. And then I have different Flink statements. Those ones are probably for the one that is joining the data. But then I have a Flink statement that is creating a new topic, which is customer orders. And this would be probably the select one, the last one I did. But you can see here your data lineage, you know, how like you are processing your data in real time, but also like if it would be like a more complicated environment or with more complex environment with more transformations or calculations, it would be more useful. I can see also the issues connector that I'm not doing anything with that, but that was all of the demo. This idea is I got it from the Data in Motion like conference that I went, and since they have this like UI and they give you some free credits to play around, no. I thought this would be useful for you because for me it was very like insightful to see how you can really process data in real time, and this is just like let's say a demo example, but you can do like really cool things. I did some photos in the event that I went from Confluent of some explanations. So here we are seeing like a real use case of Bank Sabadell, like a bank from Catalonia, that they use Confluent Kafka from their source system, and then they apply some Apache streaming processing. They store the information in another system, which is a MongoDB, and then they consume it. Why do they do that? No, they have their own like mainframe, let's say, their own data centers for the transactional operations. Let's say that it's like this very secure, productive system, and so on. And it wouldn't make any sense to run like data analytics queries or like to perform heavy like workloads on this source system because it has to, well, to be the productive system, and it's a bank, no? So then what they do, they use the Confluent Cloud or Kafka to get this data out of the source system in real time, and then they do some processing out of it. They store it in Mongo, and then, for example, when you are opening the bank application from your mobile phone and you are checking like what are my like last payments and so on, what you are really looking into is this data replica that is in MongoDB, not the source system. That's like a real use case, no? Also, well, this is a picture that I got like from Confluent like presentation that they were saying, okay, so from data mesh, let's say source systems, static data, once you start using like building real-time and contextualization using the power of Apache Kafka, then you can really get the look into the data products, which make more sense for like the world today, let's say, and like start different use cases like doing real-time artificial intelligence applications, and you can even further share your data in other data systems. And the last one, which was quite cool, I think, was they call it an icebreaker, which when you want to get in touch with somebody and you don't know what to say, this is more thought maybe for the recruiting team, let's say. I am, if we do the analogy with ERNI, let's say this Salesforce would be like the ERNI talent pool here, no? Once they have like a new lead for open position or whatever, they put the information in the talent pool, and then it goes into the let's say Confluent environment. They process it using Flink, and they use this LangChain agent with the input from the Salesforce and some scrapped data from LinkedIn to generate or calculate an icebreaker text with the help of ERNI AIDA, maybe we could put here, and then they do some after processing to maybe they have some different options here from the icebreaker, and they decide which one is the best one, and maybe you can like directly I don't know, build an app that sends the message directly through LinkedIn, through email, or that lets you select the icebreaker text that you like the most, no? That could be another use case, I would say. And this is it.
Great, thanks.
Really interesting. I want to ask you, so how would you do this use case that you mentioned, that for any new order that you have, you want to send an email, for example, to the customer? So it's possible to do it with Flink, or you could trigger a Lambda, for example, or how would you?
Like, well, you could have, let's say, a consumer application connected to the Kafka system. So I didn't talk about it like much, but normal Kafka, what is using is the publisher subscriber like pattern, no, let's say. So you have some publishers. In that case, they also have the connectors that it could simulate a publisher into the system. And then you could have a consumer that is pulling, let's say, from the Kafka cloud or Kafka cluster. And then after every new event in your application, you could have the logic to implement it to send the email, or I don't know, use an external vendor app or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if there are any more questions. That's an idea for a masterpiece, the icebreaker.
Yes,
this could be a cool one.
Any other question or so?
Not from my side, thank you.
Okay. So yeah, thank you so much, Òscar. Maybe we can leave it here. So, well, thank you for joining, and yeah, thank you so much, Òscar. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time,
Bye-bye.
Òscar.
Good one.
Thank you, Òscar.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.